The closer we get to the series finale of the Owl House, the deeper Owl House theories descend into absolute insanity. And as is the case with any series finale of a narrative-driven television series, one of the biggest questions people are asking is also one of the darkest. Who will die? Well, fans are starting to think it'll be Camila, with her being absent for a majority of the watching and dreaming promo. Could Luz's mom really be on the chopping block? Or is this just a case of fans making the most out-of-pocket theories because they're pumped up on finale adrenaline? Let's talk about it. But before we dive in, if you end up enjoying this video, then throw out a like and hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop with all of our coverage of the Owl House finale. And check out Toondrip for some dope Owl House inspired merch. Link in the description. Kicking things off, I think we need to ask ourselves, does it really make sense for Camila to die? What's driving the idea of this happening, at least from what I've seen, is that Camila is the character shown the least in the promo for Watching and Dreaming. Ida, King, Amity, Gus, Willow, and Hunter all seem to be in at least a few scenes, whereas Camila is only shown at what looks like the beginning of the episode, where the Collector initiates a brand new game that separates Luz, King, and Ida from the rest of Luz's squad. Personally, I don't think this is enough to justify the idea of Camila kicking the bucket. I think the reason she's not shown with everyone else is purely due to circumstance. As pieced together in our last Owl House video, it seems like a significant portion of the finale will see Luz, King, and Ida trapped in a nightmare world, with Luz being forced into the role of Emperor, while Ida ends up at the Reformatorium, and King returns to the uncharted island his father hid him at. And at some point, Amity, Willow, Hunter, and Gus are able to enter this nightmare realm, sporting the different looks they've had throughout the series, before getting forced out of the world by presumably the Collector or Bellows. And if all of this lines up with the finale, then it makes sense Camila would be absent in all of these scenes, because she'll be tasked with communicating with the kids in the real world, ready to pull them out if anything goes awry, which we know it will. Similar to Ida's role in both understanding Willow and Hollow Mind. It actually would be pretty cool if Camila's the one who performs the spell to send them into Luz's nightmare, placing a monumental task onto her after she kinda fumbled glyph magic in For the Future. And I said it before, but I definitely think she's going to deck out her baseball bat with some glyphs and smack Bellows upside the head, especially since this finale will emphasize the importance of glyph magic, as we see Gus and Willow fight with both their regular magic and glyphs in the promo, so presumably everyone else will as well. While I can definitely see Bellows using Camila as a hostage for like 10 seconds, threatening to take her life, I think the idea of Camila actually dying in the finale feels random. I could see her being petrified in Luz's nightmare, but that's as far as I think they'd go. It's not like Flapjack, who had tons of death flags around him since pretty much the first episode he was introduced in, by choosing to be Hunter's palisman, despite the fact Hunter had to keep him secret from Bellows. And it made sense for Flapjack to die because it was the last straw Hunter needed to completely break away from Bellows' control, figuratively and literally, and accept that his uncle is an absolute monster who needs to be stopped by any means necessary. It hurt the audience because Flapjack was Hunter's first true friend, and the sweet cinnamon rolls bond with Hunter represented the boy's growth as a character. No longer being a glorified ROTC kid, but instead someone who questions authority and learns to think for himself. And even though it was sad, Flapjack's sacrifice led to Hunter getting magic while also saving his life. So it's not like his death was just for shock value or an easy way to make viewers sad. There was a lot of purpose behind it. But with Camila's arc and her role in Luz's arc, nothing points to her dying at all. It just feels like a sad thing that would happen because Luz has finally been able to connect with her mom, finally reaching an understanding with her. It's not something that would help Luz grow as a character. It just make her an orphan for no reason. Losing Manny was enough. In fact, a huge aspect of Luz and Camila's arc is how Manny's death created a bit of a rift between the two, as Camila deals with the trials and tribulations of being a single parent, while Luz has to adapt to a new environment where she feels like she doesn't fit in a system that doesn't work with her, but against her, interpreting her struggling mother's concern for her as shame. And only through the journey they've embarked on, getting Luz's friends back home and defeating Bellows once and for all, have the two been able to truly communicate about their feelings and reach an understanding with one another, understanding their struggles and their intentions. It's an arc about overcoming grief together and coming out of a turbulent time stronger than before. That's not the kind of arc you end with killing one of them off. Camila biting the dust would ruin a lot of what this season has been building towards and feel really unsatisfying. I don't see any situation where it feels tonally appropriate or how it could be spun as a necessary sacrifice. Truth be told, I think animation fans just find the prospect of death exciting because of the limitations Kids Networks place on a lot of these shows. And the series finale is one occasion where they can really push the envelope and get away with something brutal and shocking, but if done right, meaningful. And it's all the more impactful because it is on a Kids Network. But after witnessing the end of Gravity Falls, Star vs., Steven Universe, Amphibia, and so on, all shows that had people betting on a specific major character death in the finale, and for the most part, none of those characters died, I'm keeping my expectations low for such a thing to happen. I do think a character could still die, but out of all of them, I think only Bellows makes the most sense and almost feels like a guarantee. And I sincerely hope it's as brutal of a death as they can get away with, as he's committed some of the most heinous acts in all of Disney villain history. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. What do you think? Could Camila actually kick the bucket in the Owl House finale, or do you agree that it's a bit of a reach and Bellows is the only one on the chopping block? Let us know in the comments below, and keep the conversation going over on Instagram and Twitter at AllStrickVox and at Roundtable Vids. Special thanks to JANKYBONES for another banger thumbnail, albeit a bit morbid, and for more of their kick-ass art, you can check them out on Instagram and Twitter at BoneJanky. Be sure to check out Toondrip. If you enjoyed this video, throw it a like, and subscribe to the Roundtable with notifications on for more Owl House content. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you later. See ya!